this!
Rock punch!
Take this!
Booyah Booyah Tetris 2! Tetris time!
As planned. I can see it.
Here it comes! Standing shot!
Now. Swap.
Let's swap! Booyah Booyah Tetris 2!
Ah! Well, well! Mixed change! Just as planned!
Here I go! Whoopsie!
Ah! Well, well, I see now, so that's it!
Booyah Booyah Tetris 2!
Right, and I think we're live? Question mark. But hello everyone, welcome into stream for another edition of the Great Tuesday Rumble. We've got a mixed versus tournament happening this evening in order to kind of like co-prep the Frosty Fausting tournaments that are happening this weekend. Or not this weekend, sorry, next weekend. My apologies. Which will be in Lombard, and we'll have the mixed bracket as one of the official Vortex Gallery side events for Frosty Fausting this year.
Cool stuff.
So, actually, wait, Rustin, have we casted before? I know we like.
I don't think we have.
A little. I was gonna say I think we cross paths a little bit with WPL, not like directly, but I don't know if I've had the chance to like sit down. So yeah, how have you been?
Done all right.
Are you excited for some mixed verses?
Yeah, greatly. You can hear it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, I was not expecting a pretty solid turnout. We've had like obviously some regular kind of like smaller event turnout individuals, but we've also had some pretty big mixed versus names that have also hopped into bracket. Some such as Void, quite literally last minute, but you know we adjusted the bracket. We got everybody in. So
yeah, I mean, I was gonna say this looks like probably one of the most stacked brackets I've seen. I mean, it's pretty small at what is it, 13 or 14 players, I think.
Yeah, it's like under 16, but I feel like this top 8 would be like a.
Looks like it's my turn.
It's potion time.
So this is we're in for a treat. And we are already underway with round 1, which is this mixed or is this just okay, this is mixed.
No, it's mixed.
All right, well, I mean, we are prepping mixed bracket. So Drip's going to be doing Tetris, and meanwhile Shiro Brawl on the left, repping the Puyo.
Yeah, looks like he's sending kind of early. Big 2.
I mean, I do know the power chains are typical Puyo versus, but then again, you still want to make sure you're building up some larger chains, as you can get overrun aggressively.
Awesome. Better. Speed up.
Net.
Awesome. Better. Speed up. Feel the rush.
Probably only sending like
How to change fast. Have to be really on top of your game, otherwise there's that 5-chain spike.
Thank you. That was fun.
Little tiny bit of help from margin time is gonna help. Sure, the thing that Kyobi does of just making a timer so that way.
So yeah, I've already got one going.
Okay. But I'm a little behind the curve on that.
Yeah. Like, we're already halfway there. So all he needs to do is just clear that chain. And we're probably gonna be there already.
This is full from Shiro Brawl, right? That's a 7, actually. This honestly could be almost lethal in its own right. Even before the margin time.
He's kind of forced into down stacking mode already. And it is margin time. Just to put that into context how fast 32 seconds is.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, they're breeding for T-spin plays, but again, in margin time, you're gonna have to be accepting a whole lot of garbage. And if you're just trying to greed for your next T-piece, you might run into a wall at certain occasions.
It looks like he already added T-piece. I don't know if I just wasn't seeing right, but I was like, is he gonna use it?
There was one there, but Fractal Setup said otherwise.
Oh,
Oh no, I mean,
that was
yeah,
fun.
early miss drop's not bad, and a very awesome, very good solve from Drip to make sure to keep the stack clean as well. Doing upsucking a little bit, trying to make sure that they can send some garbage off, but the forward chain is gonna full counter.
Yeah, that entire attack, that whole well, that was just enough to counter the garbage that was sent by the 4-chain. So it's like that was kind of a lot of work to not really do anything.
I think Drip's waiting on the SP. It gets the overhang, but you do have the issue on the left side of the stack. Having to make compromises. Still not sending garbage over. The T-spin none. This is a really dire spot for a Tetris player. Usually, Puyo's able to get whatever chain off that they need to
That was fun.
whenever you're stuck in down second to top of the board like that.
Yeah, I think once you're above line 15, it's pretty close to over. Like, obviously it's never over in a match, but
It's
tell where
very
it's gonna go. Looks like he's gonna go for LST stacking though. I don't know how good he is at it. If he can maintain that stack, that'd be really powerful.
Yeah, a lot of times, especially if players have difficulty stacking clean, usually just trying to get his LS hold it for as long as possible can usually be a decent option. Not sure how well that will work in this case, but it seems to be doing it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it looks like the garbage that he received kind of forced him to transition. Not from, you're not doing LST stacking anymore, but just kind of freestyling it. Now he
Ooh,
is
the
in
triple
that,
as well.
Better.
he is in a kind of get down mode.
Awesome.
Okay, does at least send some garbage over to Raw. That is just about all of it. But honestly, Derp is not in a position to send garbage at all. Oh, okay, never mind, maybe.
I was gonna say, like, well, that's the clean board. Like, he can get out of that really easily, and it looks like he did.
Speed up.
Setting up the SDSD. Garbage does come in time, but I think Shiro has, yeah, the power 3. And waiting on that T piece, and unfortunately it's late in the queue.
That was fun.
Yep.
Awesome. Better.
Still a difficult decision. And, oh man, wow, 5K from Shiro Ball just...
Awesome. Better. Speed up. Feel the rush. Hard drop. Hyper hard drop.
What happened?
Thank you. That was fun.
Do you see the chat?
Kind of. Yep. Oh, it is now? Okay. Oh, we're audible?
Yo,
We're audible? For audible, press 1.
we're audible.
Someone? Chat? Slightly looking at Rihanna. For audible, press 1, please. Uh-oh. we still working on it? This is fun. Am speaking.
Speaking. Wait, I gotta say it.
Oh, speaking, yeah. Perhaps you were more audible than me? Yeah, that's probably... Okay, hold on. I'm gonna... This may be a little dangerous. I'm gonna try and lower the noise suppression on my end. Give me 1 second. Okay, is this better? I shouldn't be louder, but I should be audible? I think. Oh, do I just sound like Zan Toriona? Oh, is that the problem? I mean, to be fair, I am a little under the weather, so that is kind of affecting my voice, but, if that's the case, that would be really funny.
Okay, so we are good.
I believe so. To my knowledge, we are good. Oh.
So did the last
Maybe
match
the
just
way-
not have anything?
Perhaps.
Or was it just
I mean,
like,
it could
just me?
it could also just have you, which would be very funny.
yeah? I mean,
Except
it's
you're,
not, 'cause it's like, that's it.
It's
gonna be there forever.
You get to have like solo comms VOD or whatever. Alright. Yep, and so I guess Aqua and Shaden is going to be the first round. Aqua actually pulled the upset over Anameru in winners round 1 as 5-3. But
really?
then again, Puyo sets as first to 5. I mean those are to be upset pro.
Was that a mixed match?
Anameru probably could pick either. I feel like Anameru would have probably just done Puyo versus Puyo.
Wanna play with me?
No, I could be wrong. But, yep, we are underway with our... Oh, and Aqua's, Oh, I guess, yeah, if Aqua was playing Tetris, then it probably wasn't mixed.
Yeah. So, that's a 6-3 versus some opener that I don't know if many people know about, but it's some called PC Spin, what Aqua used. Kind of an interesting choice because it's not that powerful in versus. But it looks like it is working.
Jaden almost had a little bit of a misdrop issue after 6 combo. Seems to have fixed things up. Pretty nice forecasting of the T-spin double. Has to wait a little bit for that T-piece in queue. And a really nice timely Tetris for Aqua. And Jaden runs into a little bit of a hiccup in the queue. You can see the double I piece, so that was the last in queue. So couldn't really make use of that center well. Obviously, with the way garbage sending is in Puyo Puyo Tetris, if you get a very large spike from your opponent, you have to deal with it immediately. Doesn't matter whether you're ready or not. It's going to be incoming garbage at the end of that turn.
Right, you just have to like clear a line and hope it doesn't hit row 20.
Yeah, and definitely since the sets are first to 5, that's a really big start for Aqua in this case.
Right. I'm kind of surprised seeing Aqua play because I haven't actually watched their gameplay in like a really long time. Like,
Aqua's actually
probably...
up to a really good start, honestly. Ooh, sets up the fractal. Almost missed drops the piece in there, but... oh, wow. Still greeting for it. Has run out of keys in queue. Oh
that
my
looks like a
goodness, the
good
dig is there. Oh, and it opens up into the... Oh, okay. This is nerve-wracking.
Yeah, they're trying to stick
it's
that
kinda
T-piece under there is kind of the end. Like, you can't down stack with that.
That was very terrifying.
Okay, so this one's gonna be not a PC.
I was gonna say,
I'm wondering if
I think Aqua just, yeah, TD in the center well. Jaden, I didn't catch immediately at the front. Almost looks like the Gohan specialty operates the T-spin triple tower at the end of it. Does have a misdrop, unfortunately, although it's gonna get cleaned up into a TST kick. Still, we'll get the double for the credit. And Aqua's building a Zeus. Oh wait, no, STFD, sorry, I miscounted. And both players trying to greed, getting that last little bit of pressure.
yeah, that was kind of a lucky eyepiece. I was wondering after like wasting the eyepiece to fill that in, to fill the well. I was like, can she get out of that? Because you have to be really careful using extra pieces. In this game especially.
Oh.
What she's doing right now. Like,
yeah. Aqua was trying to time that a little bit carefully, but Jaden had too much pressure built up without having to kind of like upstack for it. So Jaden kind of controlled the lever in that interaction.
Yeah, I don't know if it's about timing or if it's just about trying to get some attack to show up. Because like you're at the top of the board and you just want to send something to not die.
Oh, Aqua almost had a DPC going. Unfortunately had a misdrop.
Yeah.
And Jaden does have down stack, is gonna end the combo a little prematurely just to clean up the stack. And this is 2 rows of garbage over the well in order to down stack. Oh my
T-spin
goodness,
triple.
Triple greed. Oh, the T is a little late.
Yeah, I think it was the eyepiece. Like setting a vertical eyepiece that high on the board, you can't climb over it. Just because of the way the kicks work.
Alright, we've got Hachu Spin and DT Cannon in the year 2025. My goodness. Haven't seen that interaction in a hot minute from Guideline. Alright, yeah, and Aqua's a little bit... okay, Aqua does reach to the T-spin double, which may be in their best interest. Jaden's also greeting a little bit, trying to keep the stack, as... Oh!
They're doing everything they can to get an attack in there.
Yeah, Aqua has combo in order to make sure they're not going to be topping out anytime soon.
Right.
Ooh, and the Tetris as well. Oh, the open drop though, that maybe failed this high up on the board.
Right. Yeah.
5 combo from Jaden will seal the deal.
We're already at 1-4.
Oh wow, yeah.
A lot of these matches are just kind of like, you blink.
Oh. Early misdrop for Jaden. Doesn't really have a good way of digging down clean, so if Aqua's able to get enough pressure out...
This actually looks like it's going to solve pretty cleanly for Jaden though. Yeah, and there's a T-spin triple. So they did recover, but there wasn't a whole lot of attack at the beginning. So you're kind of in a disadvantage a little bit because you don't really have much to work with. Except down stack and hopefully get lucky. Covering up the well right there is kind of a dangerous move.
Well, the Tetris on those 5 combos well from Aqua, wow.
Yeah, having those 2 S pieces and the square kind of makes it impossible to get out of there.
And it is good old PPT. Sometimes you get that Q that just does not... You are forbidden from down stack sometimes.
Yeah, and the game is just too slow, you can't really brute force your way through it. You can't just go like drop, 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 and just get out of anything.
Patience is a virtue.
Right.
Alright. Let's say, yeah, this, lot of very high quality cheese on Aqua's board. Once they're able to get down to the garbage, but that's gonna be...
Jaden's 3 wide is extending into a full down stack. That might be game, because that is a 9.
9 combo?
It's not over, but that's a ton of cheese. It's really hard to get out.
Very good.
He's been doing phenomenal defense. Setting up the Finn to try and stay efficient with the garbage.
It looks like it is working.
Oh, the O gets stunned. Oh, the little nubbly eyepiece was still there.
Yeah. That match
Almost
was
even
kind of
in
nuts,
points.
actually.
Yeah, especially off of Jaden. Like that was Jaden's first round already, and 5-2 is nothing to snuff at.
I'm kind of surprised at the improvement on
That
Aqua's side, because
is-
again, I haven't seen him play in like 3 or 4 years, maybe. Like, I didn't think she was still like grinding the game and learning all the modern strats, like the triple double openings. Like I thought.
I'm trying to remember the last time I've seen Aqua play. I think she's.
To be honest, I kind of thought we were going to be seeing like a time capsule from 2021. You know, like days gone by. Like,
Oh, don't tell me 2021 is a time capsule. Oh, jeez. I already have a hard enough time facing reality as it is.
yeah.
Oh, man. And so, looks like on the other side of winners round 2, so Riona with a 5-1 win over Shira Brawl. So we're going to have Jaden and Riona in winner semis.
Is this one going to be
Which-
mixed?
That one I presume will be mixed. I don't see a reason for Riona to play Tetris, even though they have one of the fastest sprints in the West, despite being a Puyo player.
Yeah. Isn't he like 32 right now?
I think
coming
it's
up?
like sub 33. Yeah, it's like 32 or something. It's something crazy.
Yeah.
But like, I'm pretty sure like for players to grind for like a sub 31. Riona could very well be like the second or third player in the West, despite not being a Tetris main.
How many are there? With like 30s?
With 30s, I know Jaden has one. Gigawatt may, but I haven't checked in a while.
I think so. Actually.
Because I think Giga and Jaden were the two that like kept pushing the West record down. But it might just be those two.
What about 31s? Who's got those?
I'd have to go back to the ticket spreadsheet for that. I have no clue.
There's a spreadsheet.
There was at one point, I think. I have no clue. But like, I'm pretty sure at one point there was like a roll thing that was based on how fast your sprint time was, so people would like post PBs.
Yeah, I think that still exists.
Hold on, let's go through the images and see if we find any sub 31s. There's a 32. Let's see. We have. Rihanna with a 32 as well. That one's okay. That one was already beat. So I think the most recent are 232s for the past couple months.
Yeah, I think Blue Jacks is in this bracket.
There's something right in there.
Does OSW still have 32?
If it's still, probably. Because I think OSW has been grinding a lot more tech than PPT.
Yeah, I
I see-
remember
I-
him saying something about just not grinding anymore after the 32. He's like, I'm done.
Yeah,
I don't know if he
fair.
decided to go back.
That's probably fair. I mean, I feel like OSW is gonna have to get like a major achievement within TEC for OSW to go back and start grinding PPT.
Yeah, I haven't kept track of other, what do you call them? Like other games, communities, and standings. Like I don't know what they're up to. I'm not too sure how far he's gotten or what qualifies as a major achievement. But it looks like this game is about to start though. So back to PPT for now.
Yep. No, a 3,200 rating from Jaden. Holy cow! I feel like farming rating sometimes is almost you have to rely on the Japanese player base at this rate because there's just the split queue sometimes is very hard to find in consecutive matches.
Yeah, I don't even know how people get past 2,600.
I got past it, I think, for Tetris only, but that was also because there was a huge spike in the Japanese player base at one point. Oh wow, Jaden, big game, all clear. Rihanna does launch, so this is going to be 4-chain. Does still keep a good chunk of resources.
Looks like he's gonna stay in 6-3 for now. Not anymore. Looks like a good opportunity for LST though. Is that something you want to do when you're receiving a 5-chain?
Yeah, I think biggest thing right now for Jaden is she needs to make sure that she's always sending garbage, but that's a really untimely misdrop.
Yeah,
and
it's
you
gonna
can
be
see
hard
so
to
many
send
Puyo
garbage.
right now for Riona.
A lot of T and I pieces were used. Just trying to get out of that.
That was a fun race.
So it's pretty difficult to send an attack when you're trying to recover.
So it looks like Riona takes first blood.
Yeah, starting off with a PC. Kind of curious if we're gonna see like looping, because there is another PC. Yep.
That is interesting to see PC looping, because I'm pretty sure PC, like PCs in general, within mixed versus, I'm pretty sure it got nerfed somewhat early on. Although I don't know if that's more of a 1 versus 2 dilemma.
Let's play again.
I'm not too sure either. I know they're already not that powerful to begin with, so I probably didn't do anything. In a mixed setting, PCs aren't that powerful.
Ooh. Almost reminiscent of a stick spin opener from Jaden. A little bit of an odd variant with it. We can see Riona's waiting on yellows as a trigger. Does get garbage in a timely fashion.
He's gonna send a 5? 6. I counted wrong. But Jaden does survive. And I wonder if they're gonna get down.
Riona, I think, just looking for one more purple. Things are getting a little bit buried, but I think should have access to greens.
Yeah, Jaden's doing a pretty good job of being both defensive and aggressive at the same time. Like they're trying to get down, but also sending attacks at the same time. Let's see, we are a minute into this match, so margin time has already buffed a few times.
Ooh, actually, really nice setup there from Jaden. Leads into T-spin single, converts the bow back over to column 4.
This looks like a good opportunity for some kind of like LSD stacking.
There's a distinct lack of blues on Riona's board, but I don't know if that's going to actually impact too much. Never mind. Alive? No, okay.
Let's play again.
Yeah, it just got buried a little bit too quickly after they started tanking garbage individually.
I'd say both.
I was gonna say, I feel like from a Tetris standpoint, I feel like it's almost essential because, like you mentioned before, the value you get for margin time in playing defense as a Puyo player is astronomically more than you would get on offense. So, as the Tetris player, you need to make sure that you're always sending something so that the Puyo player just doesn't get to build up like free 2-chains and 3-chains on top of a finishing blow.
Yeah. Just have to keep the player stun locked. Just kind of force him to place one piece, watch an animation, place another piece, watch an animation, and just keep that going for as long as possible.
I feel like that's my like, I know this is probably like I don't know if this is a good or a bad take. I feel like my favorite instance of the mixed versus format is when it's almost max margin time, so the Tetris players singles start dealing damage, but you can get spiked from a 2-chain.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's very high risk, high reward, but I think as soon as the singles start sending garbage, the stall tactic, like you mentioned, like stun locking, is a whole lot more practical than it is when you have to send doubles every single time outside of margin time.
Yeah, I've seen it where people kind of set up a 4-wide, but don't actually set off the combo, just clear a line, place some more pieces, clear a couple lines.
I feel like that is a very high risk, high reward, especially if that's done before margin time.
Well, it would have to be done pretty far into margin time, just so the singles can do something.
Oh
That
wow!
was 20. T-spin.
Oh no, Jaden! The miss drop on top. That's gonna open the door for Riona to take their second. Alright, we see Riona this time building chain on right side. Which I guess does give you the option to use columns 4, 5, and 6 in a little bit more of a freestyle stacking.
Looks like that's what's gonna happen. This freestyle T-spinning. The T-waste kind of messes with the stack a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna be that bad, because you can use another T-piece to fix it.
Ooh, and Jaden made sure to combo that attack as well, which maximizes the damage output for Tetris. We do have the 4-chain from Riona, but again, this is another chain from Riona early on that has to use almost all the resources on the Matrix.
Yeah, and something I noticed is Jaden went out of their way to not combo those two T-spins together. Because if you send them separately, then you have to sit through 2 garbage dropping animations. It slows down the Puyo player a lot.
Alright, I think this is a bit of kind of like center LST. I don't know if that's a good phrase for it on Jaden's side.
I think you can do like ST stacking.
Because it's like, I don't want to call it ST or LST, but like we're pattern stacking still.
Yeah. Interesting skin to create that T-spin.
Oh wow. Last minute decision making from Jaden, but does manage to do so and keep the well alive.
It's getting a T-spin no matter what. Good down stack coming up too.
Yeah, as you mentioned, yeah, the breaks in some of Jaden's attacks definitely are intentional. This is not a lot of room for Jaden to play with.
Yeah. Interesting spin. Choosing to do a T-spin instead of a down stack and having to deal with 7 lines like that is pretty rough.
Almost was holding up in the damage department, but fortunately, being that high on the board, like you have to find someone to get down immediately, otherwise you just run out of resources.
Yeah, you are kind of, like, I don't want to say you're stuck when you're high on the board, but if you play too defensively, you lose. If you play too aggressively, you lose. When you're way up.
Riona's waiting on the greens for that trigger. Manages to find a good opportunity, but it will not connect into the full chain. We do see 4 this time out of Riona. Doesn't use all these resources this time around. So it does keep some options available.
It looks like he's at the point where he's just gonna clear whatever he can to stay alive. Because we're definitely in the margin time.
Oh, really nice RNG there. Green stayed alive.
Yeah, he needs that green. And he does get it.
Huge power too.
He sent 10 lines, but those 10 lines were immediately countered.
Yeah, and okay, little misstep there on Jaden's end. Yeah, and Jaden doesn't have a way to send garbage immediately, so that's, I mean, probably a good 5 or 6 Puyo pairs for Riona, almost free of charge. Waiting on purples.
See, that's a pretty big chain. Is that 6?
Let's see,
Yeah,
is this
that was a big
survivable
one.
for Jaden? It's just barely. 2-chain follow-up. Riona's gonna try and get the top out. It will not be enough.
That eyepiece misdrop was still alive. But that could have been the end.
T-spin triple as well, once again from Jaden. And a really nice dono on the top.
Yeah, I like
Gonna work
that.
into
That
a pseudo
eyepiece
3
spin.
wide.
I really like the use of the eyepiece to climb over the stack, because it's really hard to do that.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we are getting into some very heavy margin time. I think singles are starting to send.
They are.
Oh, but that also means the 1s and 2s are starting to be extremely lethal from the Puyo side. And
Yeah,
Jaden's having to make...
lines already.
Yeah, Jaden's having to do so much compromise work at the top of the board.
There is a combo.
Oh, there is a down stack as well for Jaden. In a pretty timely manner. A lot of garbage does hit Riona's Matrix. But those
Yeah,
greens are
Jaden's
very
safe
accessible.
now.
Oh, double reds might buy some time. Probably not. Oh wait, they do get the 2.
Yeah, as long as you get a chain at this point,
Oh
you're
my.
gonna counter whatever garbage is sent.
Yeah, 3-chain with heavy margin time from Puyo. Oh,
So that was definitely...
maybe not misdrop though?
That was. But that was also a really good recovery.
All power 3 into 4. Riona's really trying to find a win condition.
Blocked off by the combo.
Yeah, Jaden has a little bit of down stack.
There's been a lot of down stacks this match.
You can see, yeah, the 1-chain almost keeping everything clear from Riona. Just almost gets rid of all of the pressure entirely.
Wow, that was 8 lines from a 2-chain.
Yeah.
And it looks
I'm running out of
Jaden's
space
kind
for
of blocked
Jaden.
up.
That was a fun race.
Dude, look at that score. That's probably gonna be the longest match we see all night.
Yeah, well, we do have first to 7s a little bit later in the stream. But
Well,
yeah,
not
4
match, but single round. Kind of use the wrong word, but
Oh, yeah.
well.
Oh, yeah. No, for single round, absolutely. That went to max margin time and then some. Yeah, 1 line from the countered 3-chain as opposed to 8 lines.
Oh yeah, looks like none of us mentioned this is tiebreaker.
Oh, I thought that was the initial mention. When you mentioned how long it was, I'm like, yeah, we are game 9.
Oh,
But,
right.
This is... Jaden's not able to keep that entire combo going for offense. Did you
He's
see a
kind of
couple
able
of...
to chain the attacks together pretty good too.
Alright, has essentially no garbage and a center well to run with. Riona at the moment has about a 5. Almost, there's a 4.
I think
has
if Jaden can get a T-spin set up here, that would be a good opportunity to chain a bunch of attacks together, send them in a combo.
Oh, there's the chain, as you mentioned. He's been into Tetris. And that's a whole lot of garbage. Almost cuts off the entirety of Riona's board.
That
And
was
that's
forced
exactly
off.
what she's looking for. And that's going to take it on game 9. the comeback is denied as Jaden, by the skin of her teeth, wins 5-4 and advances into winners finals.
I need to check the bracket. Let's see what the rest of the players are up to.
Well, there were already 2 5-4 victories that took place in winners round 2. That leads into Void and Ellie on the other side of our winners semifinals, so we'll probably be seeing that one here rather shortly. Some action heating up on the losers bracket side of things. We've got Aqua and Shiro Brawl, and I think with Deck and Bunkle Boy as our losers 8th match, I think. I assume those probably will be off stream, but still, those are also some pretty nice power sets to be had.
See, this one's gonna be a PvP match, isn't it?
Potion time. It's potion
Yep.
time.
And a mirror match. All right. Well, I mean, it is Void and Elio, so I guess what should we expect? The thing is, like, regardless of how this set goes, I've seen many a set where Void wins this 5-4, and then other sets where, like, Elio will win this in winner's bracket, and then Void just has, like, a crazy losers comeback.
Right. I hope we see a lot of Puyo matches.
I mean, well, on the other end of the bracket, like, yes, Jaden isn't in on winner's side, but Riona's still poised to make quite the Quakes in losers bracket, and a lot of our losers bracket players, I believe, are able to, well, so you have 2 Puyo mains, 2 Tetris mains, and then Wadek is kind of flex. Wadek just kind of depends on the matchup.
Yeah, I think once he gets to a certain point, like if he gets far enough into the bracket, he's probably not going to play Puyo anymore just because of its disadvantage in a mixed setting.
Well, again, the convenient part is you get to decide whether or not you want to play mixed versus or not.
Yeah.
And that was a really big 2-chain disruption from Void. But again, we're actually we're only first to 5 still, aren't we? Oh, we are first to 5. Oh boy. Okay, so Elio opting with GTR on the left-hand side.
He just tanks the garbage. Because he just gave him a lift to send his own attack.
It's a 4 of its own, but Void sends the full chain. That's going to be a 6-chain. Elio looking to launch with reds. Unfortunately, it's 1 Puyo too late. And so Void takes 3rd game. Alright, we got a nice Riona start. Let's take a look. Are we going to launch immediately? It looks like both Void and Elio hesitant to pull the trigger. Going to use the yellows for it.
That's another all clear.
4-chain, all clear from Elio. Or excuse me, Void. And only a 3 from Elio, so they're going to accept almost a rock in its entirety. Plus the rock from the all clear, and Elio just tops out.
That all you got?
Yep. I think if one person gets the all clear but you don't, it's basically over. Especially if you receive almost a whole rock of garbage. Like if almost half your screen is covered, and the other person just gets one pop, then yeah.
Alright, Void doing a bit of, I think, L-shape on the bottom. Elio's still working with GTR. Those blues in columns 1 and 2 make it a little bit tricky to extend. However, the disruption chain on the right side, a fantastic power 2, and Elio brings it back within 1.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a recurring theme throughout this match. Most of these rounds are probably going to be decided by 2 chains, and that's more than just this match. It could be the rest of the Puyo matches.
Ooh, actually, I really like Elio's tail there with the greens in column 6. Oh, that's a 5. I think that's a 5-chain disruption from Void. It's gonna need 1 more red, I think, for the tail. Are they gonna get one at a time?
He doesn't have a yellow.
Oh.
Void did not have the yell on column 1 to send the full chain.
Fortunate. Elio still on the tried and true GTR. Has the opportunity to make some pretty flexible disruption. There's the power 2 we notice. And Void's gonna get stuck a little bit as Elio releases the full 5 chain. Or no, 6, sorry.
What happened? Shh. That all you got?
And Elio's on match point. When once again going with L shape, has a transition built up really early.
I think it would be probably best to get the transition as early as possible, just so you don't get caught.
Alright, and that is going to be full chain out of Void. Elio's tail works to a 5 chain, but this is going to be a little hard-pressed to build up the full chain for Elio in time, and we're off to a decider. 4-4 once again.
What happened? Shh. That all you got?
So I'm kind of wondering, will this whole match be decided by a 2-chain?
Could be a 1-chain, you never know.
Right.
There's a lot of greens. Yeah, looks like Void currently building up that transition a little bit. And 2-chain goes off from Elio. And that's full from Void. Let's see if Elio does any work with the extension. The green trigger is online in columns 3, and they're going to let it rip. Power 8 from Void.
Oh, and the purples don't connect.
Oh, 1 too few of the purples, and that's what's going to be the difference maker.
That all you
You know,
And Void.
It looks like there was going to be a really big power chain at the end of that, too. Thinking if that last purple was there, that could have been big enough to win the set.
Oh, man. Well, I guess in a first to 5, you only have 9 games to make that. So...
Yeah, it's only... What is
feel
that,
like
2.5 Puzzle League games?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, it makes feel like first to 5 feels good between, like, Tetris and Puyo. But for Puyo v Puyo, like, I swear it'd be, like, twice the length. Because some of those just fly by.
Yeah, you're kind of just coin flipping the whole time.
It really does feel like it. Sometimes.
So I'm gonna check the bracket. Who's next?
I think we're going to be... Well, we're either going to go into winners finals or take a look at our... which I think since we're trying to broadcast top 4, we might just go straight into winners finals. Have to double check.
Yeah, it looks like we are streaming. We're on winners finals. It looks like it's going to be another mixed game.
Yeah, I think with Deck and Bunko Boy, winner of that plays Riona, and then winner of that makes top 4. On the other end of losers bracket, it's just one more match left to go between Elio and Aqua. Aqua pulled the upset over Shura Brawl 5-3. So
that's kind of wild. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 5, and 10. Those are the last players. Those are their seedings.
That was the yeah, because both Wadek and Blanco Boy made it to losers 8s on DQs. But I am curious if that set has also started, or if we're awaiting the fates on that. I assume Rihanna will probably hear in first. The player is going to be playing winner of that set. Which I know for a fact, I think Rihanna Bongo Boy happened in last year's tournament leading up to Frosty Fastings, and that one I think went to a game 13 and first to 7.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time we've seen Wadek and Riona play. I assume that would probably be Puyo and Puyo. Unless...
I think Wadek would probably play Tetris if he could.
Yeah, Wadek I guess you're right. Because Riona Puyo is not something to be taken lightly. Although I think, as we called earlier, so both of these players winning 5-4 in order to make it to winners finals. Void versus Jaden. Both of these players have secured top 3 already, but the winner of this will make it in the grand finals on the winner's side. And because this is a finals match, this is going to be first to 7.
Maybe this one will be a tiebreaker.
Yeah, it very much could be. I mean, Void has had nothing but tiebreakers. They had bye in round 1, 5-4 in winners round, winners quarters, and 5-4 in winners semis. Void is
maybe
literally
it's part of his strategy. Maybe he knows that if you're in a tiebreaker, there's a lot of pressure to perform. Maybe he just knows that people might struggle with that. I'm just kind of making stuff up here, but I suppose it's possible.
I guess so, but also I feel like you shouldn't do that in your round 1 match. Hopefully, like if you can pull the win in your round 1 match, I feel like you'd rather get that done as soon as possible. But maybe I just don't have the stamina to make that claim. Blues almost get locked off for Void, but we're going to be seeing a really strong chain into 5. Still has the yellows in, reds. Gonna use them as a power 1 and solidify the top out. Fantastic awareness from Void.
That was a fun battle.
Yeah, I think that's kind of one of the struggles, or not struggles, but weaknesses of 6-3 stacking, is that sometimes all you can do is build up. I feel like the attacks may not be as consistent as other stacking patterns.
Oh man, yeah, it won't.
As you mentioned, coming up.
There's well, actually, that's not a bad adaptation, I suppose.
I mean, forwarding against Sukuyo is kind of dangerous.
Well, only 3 chain there for Void.
Oh, and the yellow does not connect.
I was gonna say, I think this might be a lockout right now for Void, unless they're able to get some greens.
Yeah, he needs to do something about the blues.
Oh, and Jaden's currently working on the second 4 wide.
It's a 12 combo. That's pretty big. That's a rock.
Way more than the rock.
Won't lose next time.
And Jaden evens it up, 1-1.
I wonder if that's a recurring strategy we're gonna see. Send a few rows of garbage, and then just build a 4 wide when he can't respond.
Well, initially I was anticipating that more so as a result of the misdrop, but I suppose if it's a strong strategy and seems to be getting Void off their rhythm, it might not be a bad option to just play for that the entire game. Right, does accept about half the board in garbage. Actually, for both Void and Jaden at this point. This is a lockout moment for Void.
Won't lose next time.
Each attack getting precariously timed and just not able to find the connections in time.
Yeah, it looks like it was just kind of constant pressure. Just APM getting sent the whole time.
Ooh, another hefty amount of misdrops there from Jaden, unfortunately. Able to still send doubles and triples to try and keep the offense up. And it looks like it's going to be...
Just the 1 chain ends it all. What is this?
This is full from Void.
7 or 8?
Oh, Jaden has to break. That is lethal for the damage output.
Yep.
That is probably going to do
That was
itself out.
21 lines. Can't really block that with a single attack.
Yeah, especially because Jaden had to snap that combo at 7 as well, like right before the damage started to really ramp up for each single.
Right.
Alright, a little bit of a lack of greens for Void at the moment.
Looks like this T-spin stacking is going to be much more consistent. Without misdrops, you can just kind of do it. And if you're as fast as Jaden, you just kind of autopilot.
Magnus Tetris.
Alright, this combo a little bit. And really strong force from Void. Does use almost all the resources in the arsenal.
Gorgeous.
But seems to have
The
done its
garbage on
job.
Jaden's side is not that bad.
Exquisite. How beautiful. Exquisite.
And one simple donation for Jaden, and that's back to essentially no garbage on the board.
Yeah, looks like Void has nothing to work with here.
Oh wow, yeah, this is starting to be lockout. I
Whatever he might
completely
have
missed
had for
that.
a chain is just gone.
I won't lose next time.
Gravity was my ally.
Alright, and Jaden takes a lead now. I mean, it's only one game in a first to 7, but I think this might be our first lead.
Here comes an all clear.
This is getting fun.
It's a little bit of a scary spot without a margin time in full effect at the moment. And I think you can see Jaden rushing the 6-3 pressure, trying to see if it can get buried before the all clear goes off.
Right, you see Void is just trying to take as much garbage as possible.
Oh my.
Just because you can block off a rock.
And Jaden was able to get some mid-game all clears without the added pressure from Void. However, I think Void's now sending most of their resources. The Power 3 is going to send Jaden about 10-ish lines.
And here comes another power 2 for 6 more.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Yeah,
man,
this
just
drop
barely.
kind of settled it.
That was a
Tie game again.
battle.
Lead has not escaped one.
So it looks like Jaden's just gonna stick to 6-3 stacking the whole time. I'm wondering if anyone here is going to try or has tried already to do a loop. Because I know they're not that powerful, but they're consistent. And you pretty much have a
like
guaranteed
the-
explosive damage.
Like TD looping?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it get used within mixed versus. I think a lot of Tetris players expect to need to deal with garbage sooner than later. But I would assume the only weakness of it is probably that it becomes less viable with margin time.
Won't lose next time.
Because ideally if things are still the same, obviously yes it is a huge amount of garbage to Puyo extremely fast. But as soon as 32 seconds hit, those punches just get weaker and weaker.
Yeah.
Well, we almost got to
Missed
see the
that.
all clear loop.
Exquisite. How interesting.
Gonna stack a little bit on top of that left-hand side on Jaden's board.
Looks
All
like
clear
Alan
bonus is
can do
still
another
intact,
full
but is this gonna get buried?
No? It looks like Void wanted to send a 2-chain into purple and blue, but couldn't.
Now then.
I was gonna say that was a really scary spot for Void to be in.
Gorgeous.
Nearly lost
Trying really
everything
hard
going
for
for
the
the
yellows
green.
and blues. Looks like it does work, but I don't see a chain anywhere. Other than the occasional 2 or 3 chain.
There's 3 chain at the moment. I think Void's trying to see if they can make use of what's on the bottom of the stack.
Yeah, looks like he just wants to get down to a safe level, if he did.
4 chain gets launched off in time.
Gorgeous.
Jaden's still stacking clean. That's gonna be a combo into the Tetris there.
Interesting PSP setup.
Now then. Now then.
Oh boy.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Kinda
relying
messed up
on
the
the...
Beautiful.
Kind of threw everything away for that one attack. Jaden might be paying the price for that.
Beautiful.
Well, does have really solid down stack, and that's actually gonna help a little bit in stun locking.
Now then.
Oh, and Void's not able to get to the yellows.
Gravity was my ally.
All right, and so first player to make it to 2 wins is Jaden. Or excuse me, well, to 2 advantage, I should probably specify.
Yeah. He started off with a PC and now it's really fast. That's another perfect clear, but didn't need it.
Oh my goodness. That was just clean. Started with the PC off of 6-3 and just kept going.
Yeah, now it's already match point.
Oh my goodness, you're right.
So it looks like sprint was the strategy. Just kind of took a few games to find it.
I mean, Jaden has
Look how
been
fast they're
practicing
going.
like nothing but sprint for the past like week and a half. That's total lockout on Void. Void has to find something. And the blues are not there. Oh, Reds? Oh my.
Yeah, that was just too fast. This constant hit after hit after hit after hit.
Alright, and after being like neck and neck for the entire first half of the set, 4 straight from Jaden in order to get the 7 wins, and that's going to be 7-3 for Jaden. She's going to make it into grand finals from winner's side. And now we've got we've got the Puyo Gauntlet for the rest of our top 4. With the rest of Losers Bracket has panned out, so we are off to our top 4 matches. We have Elio versus Riona in Losers Semis. Winner of that will play Void in Losers Finals. Both Aqua and Wadek are out at 5th place. Bunkle Boy and Shirobro out at 7th.
Yeah, so we are getting 2 more people.
Looks like. Unless Jaden somehow decides to swap or Void plays Tetris.
I don't think we're seeing that.
I was gonna say that would be quite the bracket.
Has anyone ever... This is something I was thinking about for a while. Has anyone ever tried to run a bracket where the players who sign up play their off game?
I would love to see like brackets like that. I think the only issue is players that are proficient in both, then just... It's very hard to make the call on that unless it's like, I guess your opponent would pick the mode for you. But even that's also like...
Yeah.
That runs the risk of, oh, I don't know that you played this game, so I picked the wrong one, and well, you're gonna have a bad time on that one.
Yeah, and it's like, you really can't just tell these people you can't play because you're too good at both.
I mean, unless actually, wait, who is probably more well-rounded? I know what deck is usually the one that first comes to mind. I think Anameru as well, Riona. Wumbo's another big one. Wumbo won on that like hard Puyo training arc. Alright, it looks like yep, so Elio Riona, which I know Elio and Void happened in winner's semis, so Elio probably wants that run back. And Riona's looking for the first crack at Void. Has not had the chance to do so in bracket.
Let's do this. Sound good?
And I guess to Riona's credit, Riona's 4-5 against Jaden is technically the closest that anyone's gotten to taking a set versus Jaden in this bracket.
Try to keep up.
Let's see what the other ones were. 5-2. This is the only other one. And 7-3.
Yep. Alright, so we got the Puyo v Puyo. And I know Riona is a very big fan of the freestyle chaining. So I'm curious to see what they'll be cooking up.
I'm curious about how many alters he's gonna get. That's been
that's
for a while now.
Really nice 3-poke. It does force the full out of Elio. But it looks like Riona has a solid enough chain. Just waiting on the double blues. She's gonna have to use it. Can't really extend on top of that. Gonna
That
need
does
to
not look
counter
like
a
a
9. Oh yeah, missing
Here
the
comes an
yellow.
alter.
Insult to the wound, I think, for Riona, especially in that front.
Play again.
But since we
Right.
are top 4, this is first to 7, so each round is not as impactful in the first to 5.
Let's see, it looks like he's not really going for these pokes. He just did a speedrun chain. He just made something really big really fast.
Well, it seems to be looking pretty good. Huge
Really
power
big 9.
And Elio does not have the trigger in time.
That was a fun race.
Alright, 1-1. That was all great Puyo set start. Well, not all probably, but a good chunk of them.
It looks like he's all clear fishing. And it looked like he was about to get one. I don't know if he missed it or decided not to, but I think one was there.
Okay, there's the power 1. I'm not sure. Okay, well, I wasn't sure where the intended
This is
trigger
full
was.
chain already.
This is full chain for both. All the blues cut for Riona. It's gonna be a 7, but it's only a 7 from Elio as well. So that power may very well have been the. Oh, and there's the all clear.
Good.
What happened?
Might have taken the full round to find it, but Riona manages to get the all clear. True staple of the play style. Yeah, this is definitely. I don't see the pattern stacking on Riona's side. I feel like purple's is supposed to be the trigger on the right.
Yeah, he's building.
Oh, is it now red's
half
on
better.
top?
Looks like he wants green on top of the blue. Could be wrong.
Here we go.
This trigger is shifting extremely fast on Riona's side, but Elio isn't really able to get a strong, like, 2 poke in time.
Yeah, it kind of looks like he's just sending whatever short chains he can get.
I think so, yeah.
Here we go.
A lot of 2 chains happening. Elio manages to send the full. I think blues right now are trigger for Riona. Extending with the purples, and that's going to be the full. Just has to counter an 8 chain. I don't think I see any major cuts.
Blue tornado. Limit break.
That's going to be a 9.
No, he's getting it.
And actually, if it would have been 8 to 8, Elio would have won the interaction. But that 9th link was essential for Riona's victory, and that's gonna put them up 3-1.
Yeah, it looks like if that power chain at the end was on the 4th link instead of the 3rd, he'd probably still be playing.
Yeah, it looks like both players now with the GTR. Riona has one of every color in column 1. Finally clears out the yellows.
Alright, I was a little bit confused about how he was going to make that work at first, but I do see it.
Here we go.
And he is able to block off the garbage.
That was a huge. Was
Love
it
it.
power 2?
Couldn't tell if that was 2 or 3. But here comes the main chain. Oh yeah, he just folded. He's like, nope.
Riona did not have a way to get the garbage through and keep the full chain.
Right, and I think in situations like that, you're just kind of like, let's just go on to the next round. Like, I'm not getting that.
Oh, all fishing question, or all clear fishing question mark on Riona's side.
With the
think
red and
blues
column
make that
sticks, I
up.
don't think he can do it.
Ow.
Takes a full row from the 2 chain. And I think this is this full? No, just
No.
a 5. Oh, and I think Elio expected it to just be a shorter chain. And 3 chain follow-up sucker punch from Riona. Keeps the lead at 2.
Yeah, that makes me think of a lot of those, like, Japanese matches. where their harassments, you know, for us, sending a harassment is usually 2. You go above that, you're kind of pushing a little bit, but if you watch some of their matches, they're kind of sending like 5 and 6 just as a poke.
At that point, it's kind of just like the mind gaming of like whether or not you're actually sending full or if it's just intended to be a poke.
Here we go.
So that's a 3 poke. Chain is still online for Riona.
Return time.
And I think this is full from Elio. Elio didn't really have a good way of countering just a 3 chain. Is this an extension? What is Riona doing? Okay.
No, looks like he just couldn't get that purple.
That all you
Because I think that was the trigger.
Okay, but what? Like, the trigger was open before the purple, right? I mean, unless the extension was necessary, like, Riona thought that there was a lot more firepower in Elio's chain.
He might have just been grade. Could have been.
I feel like that had to have been.
Here we go.
Power 2 into 3. Elio gets two chains in. But now they're at a pretty big disparity in terms of resources. I don't think Riona...
coming in.
Here we go.
So that was 2
Oh,
versus
Elio has a
3.
3. That's over a full row to Riona. As the 2 chain shows up, has to be really careful with those purples.
Looks like he just needs to delete whatever garbage he can.
Yeah. Elio just tries to keep burying everything. Crucial block in column 3 for Elio.
Alright, the trigger is reopened.
Oh, and is Elio
He's
still
that
poking?
green. It's not giving it to him.
Oh, man. Oh, that's 3 rows. Greens are still online, but that is a tall order.
Yeah.
That is a tall stack of garbage to match.
One race.
I'm a little bit surprised at how many GTRs are being built. Because I don't know if it's just me, but I think these guys were like kind of one of those like I'm not gonna GTR players. Because there's a lot of those in the Western scene.
I feel like Riona, I see that happening. Elio, I think I've seen a lot of GTR out of just out of necessity a lot of times.
Yeah, I think he's done it on almost every match so far.
Again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So like I'm not gonna sit over here and hate on it. I'm the, you know,
Yeah.
if I don't get GTR, my chain is usually at a severe disadvantage, kind of deal.
Yep.
And that's this match point right now for Riona, 6-3. The freestyle chaining seems to be working out quite nicely for Riona. And we have a little bit of...
That wasn't all clear. That he
I was
threw away.
gonna say... Wait, was it? Was there one
Yeah.
off? I wasn't sure if there was one off and that's why they passed on it, or if they just actually passed on the all clear.
Here we go.
I think he passed on it because it was too long.
Here we go.
Oh, what a sucker punch on the 2 chain! And Elio does not have good options in response.
Yeah, I was thinking like maybe he could
One
have
race.
just popped the greens there.
I think that
And
would have been
then
the only other
hopefully-
option, but that would have sacrificed
have
like,
to-
everything else.
Yeah, but then he'd have to throw some extra pairs to the side in hopes he gets the trigger in time. Then he might have been able to. But even then, I don't think that was enough.
Alright, and so that is going to be Elio out at 4th place, and Riona now gets the chance to face Void. Did not have the opportunity to. Both of these players went out to Jaden in winner's bracket, but only one of them can make it into grand finals. We'll have to see if the losers bracket plot armor for Void is a strong enough influence in this set, or if Riona's gonna tackle one of the most consistent Puyo players in the West.
Yeah, we have to find out if all clears or 2 chains wins in this next match.
What if they're 2-chain all clears? Who wins?
Do they get another all clear after it?
Rihanna will find one, I'm sure.
Try to keep up.
I mean, if they
If it's,
both
even
get
if it's
an
not
all clear,
supposed
then
to
it's
be
whatever.
there. Alright, first to 7 Puyo once again. This is essentially the competition for last Puyo player standing, as Jaden in winner's bracket is almost certainly going to be playing Tetris.
GTR start. This looks like it could have been an all clear.
And I think Void needs 1 yellow over on the left in order to finish the chain. Just gonna save it as a 4-chain poke. That will force the
And he's
full
just
out of
farming the first
Riona.
chain.
Back at ya.
So Void now has to do a lot of very quick extensions, but the blue drought is unprecedented.
Yeah, even if he got it, I don't think that's going to beat an 8.
That was a fun race.
Alright, and that's game 1 to Riona. I was gonna say, I really did like that Void had the option of, like, all Void needed was 1 color in column 1, and that would have changed the poke into full chain. So, like the flexibility options there were fantastic. The issue was, because it was a 4-chain, that gave Riona a lot of time to just launch main. And that, like, even though it's a 4-chain from Void, that's almost like sacrificing 2 to 3 links of your own chain that you could have got if you had just done a 2-chain poke.
Right.
Oh, and
Here
it's
comes the
cutting right
first
now
chain.
for Void.
He
It's
does get the
still a
blow.
7.
Here we go. Spin attack. Pulling attack.
And then the ghost row red.
Blue
What's this going to be?
limit break.
I'm
Definitely
seeing
more
10.
than 7.
Back at ya.
Needed the 9th link for it, but still a 10-chain. And that's 2-0 right now for Riona, going up in the first of
That
7.
was a fun race.
Alright, it looks like they're both just going to play the GTR game this time. I think
little-
because it's so far in the bracket, they're both trying not to do anything flashy or silly or try to show off with like all clears or big 2-chain spamming.
Well, we do have a pretty sizable 2-chain, and that actually takes
Yeah.
another game. I'm not sure if that one was a little bit of RNG on the columns there, but Void got entirely shut out with this 4 or 5 rows of garbage.
Let's see, this one is just GTR versus Pure Sandwich this time around.
Alright, Void gets transition built, sacrifices a little bit of the greens for a 2-chain. Those purples are stacked vertically, so Riona still has access to the main chain. I think this is what's going to... Oh, never mind.
Spin attack.
Alright, 3-chain poke. That's full from Void. Oh, and a little...
Looks like that's finishes now.
This is quite an extension right now. I think there was a misdrop on the blue? This does not work.
I think he was just trying too hard to extend. And I think he accidentally created a color conflict.
Yeah, because Riona would have needed a blue in either 3 or 4 for those links to work, and then as soon as whatever happened on the right side, I'm giving Riona benefit of the doubt. I assumed it was a misdrop. Because it required blues in 4, 5, and 6, which if you already need them in 3, 4 is not a pretty color conflict.
Spin attack.
Yep.
And holy, oh my goodness, the sucker punch from Void. That was over a rock from the 3-chain victory.
Let's play again.
Yeah, I think if you're taking that much garbage, it just kind of makes sense to fold at that point because you don't have anything to follow up with.
Well, not under 5 rows of garbage. You'd have to build like explicitly holy counter or something in order to get the trigger off.
And then how much space do you have to do that if half of your board is covered?
You'd have to prep for that sucker punch of a 3-chain just to begin with. I feel like most players do not usually build up a holy counter without a specific reason.
Yeah, that was a pretty big blind chain too.
Yes. Here we go.
Is this full from Riona? This might be full. I think he just ran out of space. This is going to be a full chain battle. Let's see, what are these tails of the chain? It's only a 9 there from Riona. And that is a beautiful cascading pattern. The 12 chain from Void.
Yeah, that was a really good tail. Like, tails are pretty hard to get right. Like, you put one color in the wrong spot and it's just kind of over.
I feel like most of the successful tails, especially from like a intermediate standpoint, are usually those created accidentally by just like putting a number of colors on the right side, especially if you build GTR on left and just be like, I'm gonna hope it connects at some point.
Yeah, I mean the basic tails are not that hard to do.
Oh my goodness, is this Ghost Row extension from Riona?
Which row?
No, just regular extension. Okay. But we have the, again, wonderful tail from Void. That's a 11 chain. I think this is only a 10 from Riona. Yes, it is. And that's not going to be enough to counter Void's chaining.
It looks like even if he got an 11, it would have to be a big one too. Just a regular 11 wouldn't have countered.
So it appears for the time being that Void is taking advantage of some of the longer chains in order to win a couple of rounds here. Next year, we're 7 games in, Void has the lead. Oh, power 1 answered by 3 chain poke, and that's about a row of garbage to Void. I think Trigger is still fully operational right now for Void. 3 chain pokes from both. More garbage over to Void.
Looks like he's sending it right now.
I don't really know what Riona has in the crock pot at the moment, and I think it's nothing at this rate. That purple, red over in column 3 made things a little bit difficult to extend on the front.
Yeah, I saw the purple there, just kind of in the way of everything.
And it looks like Void is, as of recent, has been casting aside the tried and true GTR and has been finding a lot of success with Sandwich, L-shape, and honestly, just you name it. There's the power 3, only a 1 link ready for Riona. Gonna have to dig, is extremely fast, but does not have the room to do it.
Yeah, it looks like switching to that more pure stacking form has given him a lot of freedom to decide what type of attack he wants to send. Because it kind of feels like with GTR you're kind of stuck doing that.
And yeah, right now Void is on match point.
Looks like Void's doing stairs with a tail. Yeah, and he's just sending it already.
Does Riona have full?
I think he just covered it. Oh, no,
oh my goodness. Beautiful yellows of extension. Gonna need to be a 9 chain, potentially with some extra credit.
That chain almost cut with the greens.
I was gonna say, that was a scary position with the greens. I thought that was gonna cut on 2 separate occasions.
Yeah.
But it managed to link up
10,
when
though.
it was, yeah. Huge point disparity too, so. Those extra powers in the process, very useful for Riona, but again, Riona needs 3 straight. There is no room for error when your opponent's on match point. Hefty 2, Riona just immediately launches full.
Do those reds connect?
They do not. So this is 6 chain, and Riona folds, knowing that that is well more than 6 chain on Void's end. And Void is going to be going back into Grand Finals for the rematch against Jaden.
See you next time.
10 chain will seal the deal.
I find it kind of interesting that in these games, the chain lengths, I think the longest one we've seen was 12, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that was legitimately just because Void had the perfect tail. Like the body of the chain usually, like once it gets to the tail, like over to the right side of the chain, especially for like a lot of the GTRs, almost all of them are at like link set like 6, 7, and 8, maybe 9 on one of the longer chains, like that one from Void. But
Yeah.
most of these tails are getting 2, maybe 3 links at most. I think that one might have been 4 link from Void, but oh man.
I just find it kind of interesting how the length of the chain changes. Like, at the low skill levels, you know, you're kind of sending, like, those short chains, right? You get up to the mid-level, like, kind of that mid-tier, like, where I'm at, you know, all of your opponents, they just kind of speed run, like, 11s, 12s as fast as they can. There's no real, like, poking or harassment game, it's just get that big chain as soon as possible. But then when you get past that into the high level, the chains become short again.
Because you got to keep that build flexible. Yeah, I'm still in the point where my speedrunning chain, like even if I have a single player board, my sprint is barely going to get me like 10 or 11.
Yeah. I don't really play Puyo a whole lot now. But you know, there was a time where I was like grinding it kind of hard. Like
Wait,
I bring a
wait,
like,
matches are open for voting. Wait, can you do predictions on challenge?
Here I come!
Is that a thing?
So I'd have
Hold
to
on.
log into it.
I did not know that this was the case. Hold on, do I remember this? Hold on. Do I remember my login credentials?
My hero always prevails.
Okay, I guess you can vote. I didn't know that was a thing. Alright, cool. I don't know when Challenge implemented that, but good to know. And Jaden is doing more 6-3 sprinting.
It's super clean though. I feel like a perfect crit is gonna show up out of nowhere eventually.
Usually that's when they happen. Especially because for PPT sprints are almost essential for some of those like last couple of second, you know, time breaks.
Yeah.
Oh, we do have the missed drop.
If your sprint run ends on a PC, you gain more than a second. So it's definitely important.
And that's just immediate lockout for Void. Oh my. I mean, to be fair, this is how Jaden got a lot of the wins towards the second half of the set in Winners Finals. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But Void needs to find some kind of solution to build up on the sides of the stack and just keep some kind of a chain alive. Because each of these attacks is going to be almost 2 full rows of garbage. You see power 3 into 4 from Void. That's a lot of garbage on the right.
Yeah, looks like no more 6-3. My guess is Jan's gonna come down, get lower, and then 6-3 again.
Oh, well, it's a little bit of a down stack. Oh.
Looks like it's gonna be pretty long.
Alright, 2 chain neutralized, but Void's not receiving a lot of garbage.
Looks
Power
like
4,
Jan's
that's
doing
a
a lot of
lot.
miscrapping.
Oh my. Terrifying spot to be in. Neutralizes perfectly. This is a fantastic spot for Void. Yeah, that's not going to counter 2 lines.
Yeah, it's kind of rough having the S piece on that board. If it was a Z, then probably would have been fine. Could have gone out.
You can see Void once again trying to stack extremely vertically in those left couple columns. Almost gets the all clear on 3-chain. Does about 10 rows of garbage to Jaden.
Pretty good combo. 4 rows of garbage.
Yeah, and that, I think the intended trigger was supposed to be the purple, so that might be a pretty substantial lockout for Void.
Yep.
And that's
Now
a
let's
third for
go,
Jaden.
Looks like combining attacks is probably gonna be the way to win. Combine the attacks and do them fast.
Alright, I think 5-chain from Void that's using all the resources, so it's a little bit scary. And Jaden only accepts 3 rows of garbage on her board. Nearly has the second PC as well. Finally a misdrop on top of all that sprinting.
Oh, I had the ability to chain back-to-backs together, but the eyepiece misdrop says no. It's pretty clean T-spin stacking though. So he's back to 6-3.
Alright, a little bit of potential for 7-2, I think, on Jaden's end.
That one's a 3-6 stack.
Ooh. Those combo T-spin into Tetris. 3-chain matches.
Oh, it's kind of high a little.
We're getting into some pretty hefty margin time.
Oh yeah, we are a minute and a half into the match. Into the round. So if the margin time was normal 96, it would have just started.
That's crazy to think about, wow. The difference a minute makes.
Yep.
Oh, the singles are starting to send garbage. Oh boy. Where the fun begins.
It looks like singles send garbage earlier than I thought. Like I thought it would have gone. It would have had to take like an extra couple of minutes.
It's I don't think it's at max margin time, but it's like just before, I think.
How long does it take to get to max though?
Good question.
Like that's gotta be like a really long time, I think.
I would assume with 34 you could probably get there in like, hopefully under like 2.5.
Yeah, I don't know how many times.
This is, I'd have to ask like, I don't know, who else knows a lot of mixed versus?
I have no idea.
I think maybe, Riley might, I don't know.
That was a 3-minute game.
And, well, Void emerges victorious. That was quite the margin time exchange from both.
Early misdrop. Pretty quick recovery though, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But Void is sending a 5.
Yeah, Jaden having to rely on a couple of doubles to clean up the misdrops. I guess not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah. Interesting T-spin single. Doesn't clear the garbage.
Wow, and a really creative way of keeping that stack clean. That's a lot to accept.
Gets to use the garbage as part of the 6-3 stack. But now it's just freestyle. Because you're too high on the board to do that.
can see, yeah, just sending Tetris after Tetris as soon as possible.
I'm kind of surprised at how fast they're going that high on the board. Like, it's hard to play fast when you're up there.
Well, misdropped the eye, but not going to have to worry about that anytime soon. Alright. A little close to getting that all clear. We do have the misdrop on Jaden's end.
Let's see the, it's kind of hard to get T-spins out of that.
Yeah, 3 chain there from Void, but Void might be getting complete lockdown.
Yeah, looks like he just kind of knew. It was like, no, everything was covered. And it looks like he wasn't getting the right colors to reach the trigger.
It was especially even after the 3 chain, like it seems like a relatively like safe amount of garbage to part with. But Jaden was able to tank essentially all of that and still keep like 90-something% of her stack intact, which essentially just became Tetris, don't clear, Tetris, don't clear, Tetris, don't clear. Which, I mean, like, it might not be the same amount of power you get from like single skimming in deep margin time, but that is still a stun lock to be reckoned with. And already Jaden's at match point.
Yeah, the stun locks just kept happening. Lots of early misdrops this match too. It's like Jaden's probably pushing themselves a little harder than you need to.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a tricky spot for Jaden this high up on the board. Void has the room to take some garbage. Alright, we do see the Trinity from Jaden up in the fix that misdrop. And a bit of combo work as Void sends the 3 chain. Should keeps Void board pretty manageable for the time being. And I think
it's interesting how Jaden is managing his stack there, like not sending back-to-backs, not sending attacks of any kind, but just kind of stacking up really quickly and then like clearing a double.
Alright, Tetris on the top of everything. And that's 7 wins, and Jaden takes it.
Alright, so that is the end, huh?
That is our Great Tuesday Rumble, and we had quite a top 8 showing as well from everybody that participated, and actually, yeah, because I think like Aqua, I think was the second like primarily Tetris player, went out at 5th place. Wodak I'd say is a little bit more flex, but I assume Wodak was probably playing Tetris. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th were all primarily Fuyo players.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of wish I got to see
I mean, it was a 5-4 against Elio. That would have been a good one to see on stream as well, but we were watching so many different sets on stream. So. Oop, hold on, am I missing any? Well, I'll probably do a, oh yeah, running the Frosty plugs as well. So, again, part of the Great Tuesday Rumble we have is to get everyone excited about the Mixed Versus tournament that's going to be happening at Frosty Faustings in collaboration with Vortex Gallery. So this will be, I think, Friday evening is when we're slotted. For those in the area around Lombard, Illinois, there is still time to register for side events. I believe spectator passes are on kind of like, if they're still available, notice. You can go and check on Frosty Fausting's website or StartGG page. Sign up for a spectator's pass, and then on the Vortex Gallery side events page, you can sign up for each and every side event that you'd like to participate in. And so we'll be there Friday evening for Mixed Versus.
Very cool. I'm just trying to look at some real quick.
Yeah. So
Just
and
wanted to
again,
see the
this
exact
is
how it's happening.
Yeah, it's a little bit confusing, especially for people that are not familiar with Frosty Faustings or Vortex Gallery, because you have to like go through the main event and get a spectator's pass, and then you also have the side events specifically like through Vortex Gallery. But yeah, I know the schedules for all the side events just came out, so I think we actually wait. Did they? I think they did. But to my knowledge, I think mixed versus is like pools is like Friday afternoon, and then Friday evening I think is when top four gets streamed. But of course, obviously, if more than just PPT catches your fancy, there's plenty of other side events that are going on all over the 4-day weekend. If you're in the area and available. And I'm getting told so. Streams should be live 6 p.m. Central for Mixed Versus. Another bit as well. A lot of these side events are crowdfunded, so if you want to go and support the Mixed Versus bracket as well, the Matcherino link is live under Vortex Gallery for all the side events. But especially considering PPT2 as well for Mixed Versus. Oh, yeah, I think Zan's trying to punch the lake out here as well. So. Yep, and I think top 3 or top 4, something like that, will get a little compensation there. But I think as of now, we've got around 20-some, 30-some people signed up for the mixed versus bracket. It's a little bit hard to tell in advance exactly who's playing. But we got some new faces. We got some familiar faces coming through as well. I think the big one to look out for as well, especially in top 4, Riona, who you were able to see tonight as well in the Great Tuesday Rumble. I believe Riona is probably going to be top seed for that particular tournament. So especially if you're looking into how Puyo does, be sure to stay tuned for top 4 bracket as well as all things mixed versus. I'm sure Riona's going to be putting on a show all Friday. I know for a fact they did in Mixed Versus and I think Swap back when they were here 2 years ago as well, because we had Swap as a second bracket.
Did he go to one of these?
I've gone to Frosty Faustings each year for the previous 2. 2 years ago, we had Mixed Versus and Swap. Last year, we had Mixed Versus and I think just a Puyo only bracket. Riona and Dan were top 2 in I think both brackets 2 years ago, but both of them were unable to attend last year. So they may both be here this year. I'm pretty sure Riona's like hard confirmed on it. I'm not entirely sure if DD or Dan's also able to make it out. If that's the case, though, I'm very excited to see how that matchup goes again, because it was a blast to watch 2 years ago. And I know that Puyo set back and forth is very hyped to watch. Also, Zan, I don't know if you want to come on stream, if you got any other words to share with the crowd as well, but trying to think of any other talking points I should add. Oh, you're all good? All right, so I think that's probably it from us here on stream. Russa, do you have any final words, or I don't know if we're rating out to anyone, I guess, if you have any recommendations. But yeah, what'd you think of the Puyo and the Tetris for today?
Oh, it was cool. They stayed up pretty late to do it because I had to wake up early today. But it was worth it.
I'm sorry. Well, I'm glad the Puyo and Tetris sufficed for gameplay. All right.
I'm looking around on Twitch. I don't see any raids I can pick.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think Zan, if you see a raid target, go for it. If not, that'll probably be it from us here from Great Tuesday Rumble. Thank you all so much.
Oh, actually, I did forget one thing, which is that Yeah, I forgot. In addition to Tetris and Puyo Puyo Tetris, there's also a Tetris Forever bracket on Sunday. I mean, if yeah, if you want one of the puzzle games, we got PPT, we got Pokemon Puzzle League, and then we also got our homies over at Puzzle Wednesday running a PS1 puzzle mystery tournament on Sunday also. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. I think that's actually it from us. So, thanks everybody for watching. Hope to catch y'all at Frosty if you make it. If not, there's always next year. All right. See you, everyone.